Hello, all. Welcome to the Scratch Golf Show. We just got done recording our fourth interview, and we have an awesome guest for you today. We have Mr. Willy Wilcox, former tour player, now caddies for Sung Jae Im. Willy was a great guest. The video turned out great. I hope you all enjoy it. We dove into Willy's thoughts on the U.S. Open, to some breaks that Rory got on the course, his life as a caddy, and a bunch of other great topics. So make sure you guys stay till the end. We're going to talk about some things at the end, but if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe, share it with your friend. We're on the road to 1,000 subs, guys. Make sure you leave a comment and leave a comment for some future guests that you guys would like me to interview. So like I said, guys, it's a great interview. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our biggest guest of our young tenor here on the Scratch Golf Show. A legend of the game, former tour player, now caddy, dubbed the most interesting man in golf recently by Mr. Dan Rappaport himself. Caddy for the Prince, Sung Jae Im, Mr.
Yep.
Willy Wilcox. Willy, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the show. How are you?
No, yeah, absolutely, dude. I am in Connecticut. I just play
Yeah,
country club or Waterbury with a social media connection,
nice.
and yeah, we're just up here having a good time being in another elevated event.
Yeah, man. I know. I'll say, how's life? It sounds like life's pretty good post U.S. Open. How's the body feeling after walking in what was a grueling week?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was a little hot, I guess, but it was goofy golf a little bit.
Yeah,
Sung Jae puts a lot of pressure on himself in those weeks, so they're a little tougher than normal ones, I would guess. I
yeah,
would say. But no, all good, all good. I feel great. I don't know if he's great too, but
yeah.
sometimes he gets a little upset when he misses.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I bet. Anyway, guys. So, like I said, if you're not familiar with Willy, he used to play on the PGA Tour, aced 17 at Sawgrass, famously. Has shot 59 in his career. Now caddies full time and kind of gone through that transition. So, while I jump into questions, Willy, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but obviously there's been plenty of pieces on it. Mark Baldwin specifically released one on your story, but now, given where we are in society and kind of what just happened recently at Colonial with Grayson Murray, do you have any advice for people who may be struggling that helped you when you kind of were going through your problems? Anything specifically that you think could help?
Um, I was just really lucky to have a supportive mom and dad.
Yeah,
I was had golf to lean into. I had so that gave me like a purpose.
yeah,
But also what I'm really really lucky in is that I was able to leave. Um,
yeah,
I I think a lot of addiction stuff has to do with geography. So, but that's not a great solution for a lot of people because most
yeah,
people are stuck in the environment that they're in.
yeah,
But basically, I think recovery takes probably 18 months to 2 years. And if you can isolate yourself to the point that basically you become a hermit or just in the company of whatever support system you have, the only thing that matters is getting healthy. So try
yeah.
to completely remove yourself from all contact with anybody if any of those contacts are triggers or
Yeah.
enabling.
Oh yeah, man. And like I said, guys, there's been some really good pieces done on Willy. Like I said, Mark Baldwin specifically did a great piece. What he's doing at Monday Q Info with Ryan is great, so make sure you check that out. I'll link it in the description. But now, like I said, now you're a caddy, and that's awesome. So I guess to start, how is your life different as a caddy versus a tour player? Obviously, the weeks are the same, right? You're week in, week out in hotels, but how does your life different from week to week on versus a caddy versus a tour player?
I mean, it's the same route of travel, that's for sure. But well, I'm there a lot earlier than Sung Jae, and I think I was more of a born like follower too.
Yeah,
I would much rather have somebody saying, you need to be here now. When I was my own boss,
yeah,
I would just straggle up. You know what I mean? I would just,
yeah,
I would limp into the golf course. But now that I have somebody telling me what to do, not that he is telling me what to do, but I know what I need to do. Um,
yeah.
So if he go like tomorrow, he goes off at 8 a.m. for a pro-am. I mean, he won't be on the range till 7:30, but say he was teeing off at 8 a.m. in the tournament, I'd get to the course about 5:45 and go through all the preparation, whatever, get his
Yeah.
yardage books right, and just make sure the bag's ready to go, and you check the weather, check the wind, get the pins right in his
Yeah.
yardage book, dot all the I's and cross the T's. When I was a player and I was my own boss, I was aloof. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. But that's almost not even a fair comparison, because I was I wasn't even a human being at that point. I was
Yeah.
just really lucky to be really, really good at golf.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. For sure. I guess next question. So, what does your week look like? Like your Mondays, your Tuesdays? Like I know we are obviously messaging back and forth. Like you're at the course. Like, what does your week look like as a caddy?
Let's see. Well, I mean, we all flew up on the charter from down in Pinehurst, which was
Yeah.
sick. Got in Sunday night really pretty late, and I met Sung Jae at the course at like 11:30. It's normally like on the West Coast, it's sun up to sundown, but over here, I was at the course by like 10 a.m. today. I left at like 5:30.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just practice. Yeah, so he gets to I get the bag ready, go out to the practice facility. He'll practice for 45 to 90 minutes, and then he played 9 holes, and we're putting before the round, I knew where to put the pins, and
Yeah.
he's got to practice to each position on the green on the 9 holes that we played.
Yeah.
We played with Siwoo today,
Nice.
which was awesome.
Yeah.
Camilo Villegas' younger brother, Manuel, caddies for him, and we've been friends a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, epic. Just basically, you're just guiding him around and making sure that he is, you just kind of keep him honest on all the little details.
Yeah.
Which are pin placements and different thoughts and yardages and shit.
Yeah. Cool. So you just touched on it. Obviously, being a caddy on tour, there's like a prestigious network, right? Like it's an inner circle. I think you've dubbed it. Like, what other caddies do you hang out with? Who do you play golf with? Because I obviously know you're a big golfer. You still play a ton of golf. Like, who do you hang out with on a week-to-week basis from the caddy inner circle?
Well, I'll play golf with Derek Smith, who caddies for Danny McCarthy, Hunter Hamrick, who caddies for Nick Dunlap. Justin York, who caddies for Ben On, is a buddy. Who else? I played with Joel Stock some. He caddies for Zalatoris. I mean, it's a pretty good group of golfers, and now it's kind of a situation where there are more accomplished players that are caddying for elite players.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of good golfers out here. It's it's good.
How's Denny's caddy?
Good.
Funny story. So I went to college with Denny's wife. So I actually met him in college. So I've been a huge Denny guy. I've supported him. I met him a couple times when he came and visited. Really nice guy. I love him. He's a stick, man. He's way due for a win. I know he got clipped in a couple playoffs, but he's sick. I love Denny.
He is good. Yeah, I've known Denny a long time through the Virginia connection, James Driscoll and Ben Coles and all the boys. So
he's a putter, man. He can roll it, man. He rolls the ball so well. I wish I could putt that well.
We all do. Yeah, and he putts better than anybody on tour. It just get his ball striking dialed in, which is his ball striking's fine.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that'll get a little off.
For sure. Okay, so let's talk a little bit how you started. How did you transition from player to caddy, and how did you end up actually working with Sung Jae? Because I know you did caddy for other players before that. Just talk to me a little bit about that.
A little bit. So I worked for in 2019 or 2021. I played through 2021, like August, and then Russell Knox. It was actually the pandemic. The pandemic, I was vaccinated because I had to travel.
Yeah.
So I got vaccinated. Not everybody did. And in order to get into Bermuda in October of 21, you had to have all, X, Y, and Z when it came to like the vaccinations.
Yeah.
So Russell Knox's caddy, he couldn't like find somebody. He couldn't like,
Yeah.
anyway. So, and he did my podcast. He did the podcast that I was doing.
Yeah.
Just because I was trying to make a little extra money. I was raking in some dough. I just lost my status. I was done playing pro golf.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? And so I caddied for him one week, and he finished 12th, and I got like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And then like all this shit happened, and my life like spiraled and stuff. But then Lonto in 23 at the start of last year, he gave me the opportunity to loop, and I ended up doing 5 tournaments on tour, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
But he got hurt, and then I had to figure something else out. So I went to Kiowa Island. I caddied like as a club caddy, as like
at the ocean course.
Yeah, at the ocean course, and so I did that, and then I went to the U.S. Open, and Sung Jae basically like fired his guy Lance Bennett. Lance Bennett, who works for Tiger Woods now,
Dang.
was Sung Jae's caddy, and Sung Jae basically fired him on the spot and hired me.
That's unreal.
Yeah, on Saturday. Yeah, because he missed the cut and he was super bummed out. And, obviously, and that was year. That was 1 year ago. That was.
I was just gonna say. I saw your tweet earlier. It was 1 year. Congratulations on the 1 year anniversary of working with the Prince. That's got to be a cool bag to have. I mean, like obviously, I don't know how well his English is, but I guess how does that work? Like, do you guys have like a connection? Like, how do you give him yardages? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, he knows he knows numbers. I mean, 1 through 10, like and instead of saying like 156, like it's obvious that you're not 256 or 56.
Yeah.
So it's just you're 56. If you're 156, you're 56. If you're 256, you're 56. So the numbers are pretty easy. And it's just pointing and gesturing and it's really not that bad. And he knows probably 20 words. He struggles with saying certain words, just like you and I would struggle with saying most Korean words.
Yeah, right.
It's the same thing. So like English words are just super hard for him to say.
Yeah.
Whereas some people that are more Americanized that are Korean can like kind of figure it out, but it's basically like a whole new, alphabet and pronunciation and everything. So anyways, we just we have a pretty good understanding, and it's it's different. It's different, but it's so lucrative, and you just figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah. As somebody who has been on tour, right, and somebody who has played competitively, what is he good at that you weren't good at? Like what makes him a top 30 player in the world?
Yeah, it's super 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 fascinating to watch. He's a superior driver of the ball, chipper of the ball. He's excellent at pitching it and putting. He's not that great of an iron player. From 100 to 125 on tour, I think he's not even in the top 150.
Yeah.
So,
no, you're good. I don't know. I think it was just bugged out.
Somebody was calling me. But I'll call them back. But anyways, so it was. He just lacks a little bit of ability to trap wedges and short irons into greens into wind.
Yeah.
If he's going into the wind with a short club, that's something that he surprisingly isn't very good at. But he can't be. I mean, you could be good at everything, but he isn't particularly good at that. Not everybody's good at every facet of the game. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, well, I know you play a ton of golf. Like, how's your game? How often do you play?
Yeah, it's good. I played today. Yeah, pretty good. I didn't have my clubs, certainly not my clubs, but I
Yeah.
had some clubs today that were terrible. But yeah, it was good. I mean, I played Country Club of Waterbury today in Connecticut, and yeah, I mean, I'm all over I try to play as much as I can. It's basically my hobby, and it's kind of like my escape. And I really don't have
Yeah.
much else to do, which is a good problem.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I just play wherever I can, and I probably play. Uh, it depends on the week, but I bet I play 15 times a month. Yeah, yeah,
And you
12,
just play wherever you can.
12 to 15 times a month.
And you just play wherever you can get out, wherever you're
Yeah,
staying that week.
yeah, and normally I'll play. I mean, I'll if I get more than 4 or 5 hours to play. I mean, we play a lot of golf really
Oh
fast.
yeah, I bet.
So yeah.
Do you ever think about playing competitively again and getting back into it? I know obviously
Mm,
you're still somewhat young. Can you hang with those guys, or is that kind of life past you
um,
now?
no, I mean, I think I will play in some events in the next 10, 20 years, but as for making it my job, that's delusional.
Yeah,
I don't want that stress.
yeah,
I certainly cannot compete with these guys. Like there is no fucking way I can
yeah,
play with these guys. Like what I'm witnessing on a day to day basis is generational talent.
yeah,
For me to think, I would be delusional, and somebody would need to intervene in my life if I thought
yeah,
that I could play with them. And honestly, that goes for a lot of guys that are attempting to play the sport professionally.
yeah,
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that have backing or just a skewed version of what professional golf is. But I mean, the ability for your game to be the same every day, travel. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
play under any condition, rain, damn hail. I mean, like firm, soft,
yeah,
cold, windy, brutally hot, where you can't even move. It's the way their games translate to any condition, any country, any altitude, any
yeah,
weather, any firmness, anything. That is so elite to be able to do that. Like to be able to hop on a plane, fly to Japan, tee up within 12 hours of landing in Japan,
yeah.
and perform at a high level on a very difficult golf course.
Right. I mean, even just from a week to week basis, right? Like, look at Pinehurst versus this week. Like, there are two completely different courses, right? Travelers or whatever, I forget whatever
Yeah.
the name. TPC River Highlands is
Yeah.
short. It's a different type of grass. That's another thing. Like going from Bermuda to Bent, or some different type of grass. Like doing that
Every,
alone and
every week.
chipping and putting is unbelievable. Like
Every week.
I like I said, I played to a 0+1 ish. I played with a buddy over the weekend who's trying to make it as like a mini tour player. He said at his best he plays at
Hey,
a +7, and he can't even.
bless his heart. Bless his heart.
He's a plus. I mean, Willie, he shot 66, 67. He dusted me.
He
He's
ain't going.
disgusting.
He
I
will
know.
not make it.
He's played it. He can't sniff it, and you're a +7. Which, as somebody who's as I'm good. Like I'm not great. I'm good, but as somebody who's that good and it's not even
Yeah.
close to making
But
it is
also
unreal.
that +7 number is very, very skewed. So because our handicap system, it comes down to the difficulty of the golf course you're playing, whatever the course rating is, which could be all over the map.
Right.
And also like it just the handicap system is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like unbelievable at golf. I'm like a +2. And
Really.
I bet I could beat your buddy pretty much day in and day out.
Well, I mean, that means you'd have to give me one aside, and I'm pretty confident you'd absolutely wax me.
It
I've seen
depends
you
on
play.
the course. It depends on the course. I play against 2 and 3 handicaps that absolutely dust me because we're on a course that's kind of easy.
Yeah.
And if I'm giving somebody 2 and 3 aside and then they beat me straight up,
Yeah.
then what happens to the match?
Right.
Yeah, it's over. But
Right.
anyways, golf is insanely hard, for your body to feel the same way day in and day out.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you feel like when you wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to go to work, how often are you like, oh, this is, my body feels amazing?
Yeah. Never.
My body, exactly.
Certainly not 2 days in a row.
Yeah, or 6 days in a row every
Right.
week for 40 weeks.
Right. And
And
that's
yeah, so that's the thing that's so amazing. These guys, their bodies are temples.
yeah.
They are LLCs. They are making millions of dollars a month.
Yeah. Especially
Millions of dollars a month. So I mean, Sung Jae made 2 million last month.
it's a great time to be in professional golf, not
Yeah,
only for the purses, right? Everything with Live, everything is
yeah,
elevated and juiced to the max, but social media too, with influencers, like off the course,
it's
these deals these guys are getting, it's
yeah,
unreal. It's a great time to be in professional golf. I don't want to get off on a too much tangent. I have one
yeah.
other question about you being as a caddy. So how does your life work? So like, what do your off weeks look like? Do you have a home base and you basically stay there and then you go where you need to be? What does that look like when you're
Yeah.
having an off week as a caddy?
Yeah, so my folks are not getting any younger, so I'm in Alabama most of the time. They've got a house near Birmingham.
Okay.
And so I just generally kick it with them. Yeah, I have
Nice.
a room at my folks' house.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I've had houses and crap like that in my life, but
Yeah.
I just I'd rather the fact that I'm not married, I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just look after my folks.
That's awesome, man. I can appreciate that. Like as
Yeah.
somebody who probably, like you said, I know you touched on it earlier, you have a great support system. It's good that you realize that. Like you know what you want in life. You're not getting any younger. Not to be an asshole, but like
Yeah.
you know what matters most to you and it's family. So I can
Yeah.
appreciate that. All right.
And I'm lucky to have them. Yep.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Let's transition now. I know you were you just flew up from Pinehurst. I want to transition more to the U.S. Open, but let's just start really open-ended. I want to hear your overall thoughts on the week itself, the course, the players who won. Let's just, open-ended. Let's hear a dump from the Willy Wilcox mind on the U.S. Open.
Yeah. I mean, it was super firm and fast, and you had to have like an insane amount of imagination to get around there. And it was, off the tee, it wasn't bad, but around the greens, it was just, I mean, I thought the break that Rory got on number 5 on Sunday,
Yeah.
that decided the golf tournament.
Yeah. In reality, it was
You
one
would have
shot.
had like a 4-shot lead.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it doesn't shake out the same way, but anyways, I didn't think. I mean, I didn't really enjoy that place.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, it wasn't great for my guy, and Sung Jae didn't necessarily think that it fit his game,
Yeah.
and I would agree. But man, just that break Rory got on 5,
Yeah.
like that was garbage.
Yeah.
For that
I
to end
mean,
up in a footprint 40
yeah.
yards short of the green, totally screwed. It's like,
It's the difference between a 2-putt birdie probably and 6, right? It's a 2-shot swing essentially. He's probably 2-putting for birdie if that ball rolls another 3 feet.
For sure. And he missed that spot. Like, people are like, he was too aggressive. He was leaning because he pushed it.
Yeah.
He actually blocked that, which probably took like a yard off of it. So, I mean, it would have been like 18 feet, but it was about 24 feet from the hole. But it's I guess the miss there is long right or
Yeah.
way right. You basically hit it in that bunker. Because hitting it anywhere near that front edge of the green sends you down 40 yards short.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, you're talking to a guy that caddied for a dude that missed the cut.
Yeah.
Which, what am I going to say?
What did you play there in 2014 or were you not in the US Open that year?
I was not in it that year. I played the U.S. Open 2011.
Okay.
I don't even think I tried to qualify in 14. But I missed the U.S. Open in 17 by 2. But I did play one of them, and no, I wasn't there.
So I guess
I
touching
played
on
the 08 U.S. Amateur there though.
didn't you you won the what? The Alabama Amateur, the state amateur?
Yeah.
08? So what was the difference in Sung Jae being, I think he finished at plus 10. Like what was the difference? Like was it one shot versus him missing the cut? Like obviously I know he missed it by 5, but that could really in reality be one swing or 2 swings on 2 different holes is the difference in a round.
He 4-putted from, 18 feet on number 15 in the second round, which was his sixth hole. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
So how much of that, like, how much, I guess, just to get some context, how much of that do you just like eat and take, like, as the caddy, where it's just like you gave him a bad read, wrong number, bad win? Like, how much of you on a week to week basis do you just eat shit?
Most of it. Yeah, I mean, especially a guy that doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
You got to basically figure out a way to settle him down.
Yeah.
To potentially make the cut in the next 12 holes or whatever it
Yeah.
is. So yeah, I mean, you basically just, it was a $21.5 million purse. Like,
Yeah.
Like you eat it. Absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, I'm not going to be making a stand for what's right or what actually happened.
Yeah.
Because that's how you lose the job.
Yeah. So I know you touched on it, like Rory being like a yard off, like how severe were some of the pins versus how, just in your opinion, stupid were some of the pin locations versus
it's more the greens.
Just too fast and too firm?
Too fast, but those greens are not designed
to be that fast.
Running a 13.
Yeah.
And they were basically just baked out, which was exactly what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But, you're playing on hilly terrain.
Yeah.
That's basically like a Linksy type situation, but you're playing on extremely hilly terrain because you're in like the foothills of the fucking Appalachians.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think when it comes to, I know this isn't going to be like, what I say on this podcast isn't that big of a deal, but for them to say that's like the home of American golf is a fucking joke.
That's fair. I was going to ask, what's your take on the course? Would you like it better if the greens were slower and less firm?
Just less severe.
Yeah.
Less severe. I mean, because you only have like a fraction of what the green size is that's actually usable space.
Yeah.
So like the green size is actually like the size of the room I'm sitting in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally like a couple of queen size beds.
That's wild.
A desk.
Yeah.
And a TV.
And I saw
a microwave.
I saw Harry Higgs on No Laying Up on one of their live shows. They were talking like, he was like, if the shot required 145 yards, you had to be 100. It couldn't be 146. It couldn't be 144. It had to be 145.
It was more, so like if the pin is like, if you got a turtle back, the difference between landing it into the slope or on top of the slope on the front turtle back is so massive.
Yeah.
And that comes down to spin rate, trajectory, launch angle, descending angle, contact, wind, spin, cut, draw, fade. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it comes down, there are so many factors. Like, so Sung Jae, basically, he thinned a lot of the iron shots he hit. I'm talking by that much, but he thinned them. So when they landed, perfect. Any other week, they're perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
There we go. Anyways, when they landed, they were really good, but he went over the green, dead behind the pin a bunch of times. But anyhow, it was a crazy week. It didn't fit my guy's game, so you know I'm not going to give you a great report on that.
No, for sure. It is, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy to hear your thoughts on the course from somebody who's played really well. What I was going to say was, how do you take the course out of it? Right? Obviously, you've made your thoughts on the course, and I respect that. How do you feel? Was it more Bryson winning it, or Rory kind of, I don't want to say choked it away, but he kind of choked it away? Like, well, how do you feel the tournament shook out from that standpoint?
I think Bryson won it. I mean, he hit the absolute most incredible golf shots. I mean, it was so fun, and I had some great interactions with him during the week too.
Yeah.
I got paired with him in his first PGA Tour start in 2014 on Saturday.
Okay.
Which is like, what an epic stat that is.
Yeah.
If that's not one of my cooler calling cards, I don't know what.
For sure.
I also got paired with Xander Schauffele before he was Xander Schauffele.
Did you ever play with Tiger? Before I just
never did.
No.
Never did.
Phil?
I was within one of them like 3 times, tee time wise. I was paired against him on pretty much every sports book one week. of 2015. It was Wilcox versus Woods. I was favored.
Yeah.
I was favored, which is dope.
Yeah. Talk
But
about famous calling cards. That's got to be one of them, right?
oh fuck yeah! I mean, nobody would, other than me, nobody would ever know that.
I love that you know that though. That's so
I was
fucking
like
cool.
plus 150, or no, I was like minus one, or what would it be? I don't get
minus.
it.
If you're the favorite, you're minus. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
In the 2015, whatever his tournament was,
Chevron,
the Quicken, the
Quicken
Chevron,
Loans. Yeah,
something like that. But anyhow, yeah. I played with Brooks Koepka multiple times. I played with Jason Day. I played with Bryson multiple times. Patrick Cantlay in his first PGA Tour start. Maverick McNeely in his PGA Tour start. Joaquin Niemann in his first PGA Tour start.
Waco's sick.
Yes, he is.
Anyway, I know we got off track, but some of the shots that Bryson hit, obviously the bunker shot that he hit was spectacular. But I think the more shots he hit, like the 2 shots he hit in the 16, I mean, that's a 550-yard par. That's a par 5 for basically everyone who's not playing at the U.S. Open. He goes driver, pitching wedge, and he hit a fucking dart. Yeah. And then on 17, he steps up, 220 yards. Pavon steps up, hits a 5-iron. I'm waiting to see what club Bryson pulls. I'm thinking 7. He pulls 8-iron and hits a dart, and he leaves 2 putts in the heart short. He also hit a great shot on 13 when he basically drove the green, had 25 feet for eagle. It wasn't just the bunker shot. It was obviously Rory. Yes, Rory did miss 2 short putts, but in reality, Bryson played some great golf. Rory made mistakes. It's a U.S. Open. But you're going to make mistakes. That's just kind of and so to transition into somebody who as a player, how do you think Rory bounces back? Like that is heartbreaking, obviously, and he hasn't won one in 10 years, right? How do you think he bounces back from something like this?
I mean, he would be delusional to not be able to bounce back because keep in mind he still made like $3 million.
Yeah.
So as he's weeping into $100 bills to wipe up his tears, I promise he's going to be okay. And I, it wouldn't shock me if he defended this week or next week or whatever.
Scottish. Yeah.
And asking a former player and a top. Making the cut in the U.S. Open is so special. Yeah. So special. But to finish second in the U.S. Open is really, really epic, generational stuff. So from my perspective, I think he's going to be totally fine.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make another $10 million this year. Yeah. And we're going to be singing his praises at the end of the year. I think anybody to think that he is I mean, I bet he is bummed. Who knows? Yeah. But, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. I think he wins the Open. Personally, I think it's a full redemption story. I think he's going to be a Terminator. Have you ever get to play with Rory? Any cool interactions with Rory stories?
Yeah, tons of times. I've competed against him probably 15 times. And, I've been around Rory a lot. At the 11 U.S. Open, the one that he won, I was there.
Yeah, Congressional.
Yeah, and I had a funny interaction with him on the putting green on Tuesday or Wednesday or something where he was like, I was having a putting contest with a guy, and I walked over and I'd said something stupid, and he was like frozen because he was like staring at these blondes that were like on the edge. So and he kind of threw out a line about them. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, he's a good dude, and he's just a few times he said things to me about how intense it is to be an athlete of that stature, and it's just a lot to deal with. I'm dealing with things on such a small scale. You know what I'm saying? Just like how excited you are to have me on the podcast. Yeah. But I'm dealing with it on 0.0001% of what he's with. So
for sure, man.
Think about it in that perspective.
For sure.
Just imagine being that dude. That would
it's got to be hard, man. I see on social media he's getting fried all over for dipping out. I don't think he owes anybody shit. He doesn't know Bryson handshake. No. He doesn't know any media.
You know what's gonna happen in a few days? Nobody's
gonna talk about it. But
I know
it's just it's point
when
of
he wins the British Open, do you think anybody's going
no.
to say that he was uncouth in the way that he left the golf tournament?
It's the way social media is. It's the live. Everything has to be live versus PGA Tour. It can't
Yeah,
just
and
be.
I said this to somebody today. All the drama that all of this stuff is swirling, none of it's true.
Yeah,
None of it's true. All
it's
these
all.
guys are high-fiving each
I
other
know
all
they
day,
all
every
like
day.
each other,
Yeah,
and it's
everybody's
just
making $5 million a month. Everybody's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Everybody's cool.
yeah. And obviously, at the end of the day, if they come together, great. If not, I think there's two great golf tours to watch. From my fan perspective, there's two great tours to watch.
Yeah, I think the merger needs to happen in the next, whatever. But
Yeah,
but no, I feel you. I'm glad that you think it's cool. I don't think it's. I think they all. If they were, imagine how great it would be if they were all playing against each other every
right.
week.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I just think it's made you realize how much like the majors the last 2 years. I think have made us realize how much we miss it. I mean,
yeah.
I love.
That,
I didn't
yeah,
like Bryson before, but now I love him. Right? He's awesome. He's a polarizing figure.
that
A lot.
oil money, dude. So
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just blown away by like the clout that I get by doing Raps podcast stuff. Like that video from Charleston, people
Yeah,
fucking love that shit.
that was sick, man. If you're ever in Michigan, I'll play with you. I would love to play around and golf with you.
Yeah, no, I think with all my perspective and like all the shit, and obviously I play good golf. Um, People love it, man. Like it's just such a trip. Like even just doing the thing that I did with him last week, and that was him just chilling in a room for
Yeah,
20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't
yeah,
like a thing. Like he was just staying near where I was staying. And
yeah,
I grabbed a mic for 20 minutes. So it's anyways, it's an interesting evolution of the way things work.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah. Let's fire away. I got to call my buddy back.
yeah. No worries. Rapid fire. Favorite golf course.
I'm gonna say Country Club of Birmingham West Course,
Most prestigious golf course you've ever played.
Fisher's Island, in New York.
Favorite golfer.
Tiger Woods,
How many hole-in-ones do you have?
20.
20?
20. I made my 20th like a month ago, max.
That's insane. What is your lowest round? Is it the 59? Have you ever shot anything lower than that?
No, I've got 59 like 3 times.
What clubs do you play right now? What's in the bag?
Strixon like blades. I don't know. I just bought them for $1,300.
Favorite podcast?
Pardon my take.
Pardon your take.
No.
Okay, last one. Do you prefer caddy or player? What do you like better?
In my life, me?
Yeah, like what do you
Caddy.
prefer?
Caddy.
Caddy? 1,000%. Okay. I think that's it, man. That's all I had for you. So I appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Sorry guys, we had some technology issues towards the end of the interview, so we unfortunately had to kind of cut it short there. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation with Willy. He was an awesome guest, provided some great insight as to what life was like at the U.S. Open at Pinehurst last week. Told some great stories about what life is like as a caddy on tour. A couple updates. Like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the content. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We're going to be doing our first giveaway at 200 subscribers. So make sure you are subscribed. If you like the content, share it with your friends. Leave a comment, all the good stuff. A couple updates, a couple housekeeping items. Like I said, if you missed it last week, we're moving our live shows to Tuesday nights. So I'm going to go live around 8:30 every Tuesday. I do a Twitter Spaces with some great folks before then. So we're going to hopefully funnel in some people to the live show. But like I said, guys, road to 1,000 subs, giveaway at 200 subscribers. Leave a comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Thanks.